Rouge for the Thomas McCune and NOLA.com and Madison prep with Brandon Sampson getting ready for his senior year. And I mean, it's your senior year now. You've been doing some big things over here, and now it's your last year of high school basketball. What are your expectations and goals and your mindset and all those things like right now?
First mindset this season will be to be a better leader and stay completely focused. Yeah, I absolutely want to just make sure I have complete control over my team. Well, not like controlling this period, but just like better perspective of over everything, knowing everybody's roles, knowing what to do here, what not to do there. So I just want to make everybody around me better.
We've talked about just the process of kind of growing into that role of being that leader. When you were a sophomore, you had the huge playoff run where you were leading scoring quite a bit when everyone's focused on Jarrell. And then last year, Jarrell was at LSU. You're the guy. And now, same type of story again. What were some of the biggest lessons that you learned through that year that kind of help you now to be ready for that a little bit better?
That every game, every time you step on the court, you have to play with the motor. You have to go and have high energy. You have to play hard. Because any day that you step 1 foot backwards instead of forward, somebody's going to go at your neck. And it could possibly turn out the other way than you wanted to. So one big lesson that I learned from that was being hungry. Just be hungry, stay hungry. Just don't settle, don't be complacent. Just go at someone every night. Don't ever come in with a laid back attitude or just be settled down with where you are.
There's a game late last year where Christian Life comes over here and there's a district championship on the line. Jonathan Stove goes off for, I think, about 40 points. And you were kind of dealing with that, obviously upset with the outcome. Wasn't your best night. And Jarrell comes and talks to you after the game. What was that night like for you overall in terms of what you gained from that? What did Jarrell have to say maybe about having been there before a little bit?
It was very disappointing for me knowing that I was the guy on this team. So I took it very hard on myself. I felt like I let everyone down, my school, me, just in general, and my team. So Jarrell came and talked to me about how I couldn't have a game like that. You would think he would come and say like, oh, it's going to be all right. It was actually the opposite. It was like, you can't have any more games like that if you want to get to where you want to get. I mean, you can take that loss. It's not the end of it. I was lucky that it wasn't the end of it because that would have been a bad way to go out. So I guess it was just a sign to say that I have to come out and be hungry. Every game, just play with that motor and just go at someone. Just don't let anyone just come at you and you not go back at them, because it was just I just wasn't feeling it, and my team wasn't really in it, and I didn't set no tempo for my team to get that type of energy. But yeah, that's what the biggest lesson I could probably take from it, just playing hard.
You mentioned you were lucky that you had another opportunity to get out there, and now even after losing that close state championship game, which you'd mentioned was another big lesson game for you, you have this senior year. Jarrell had a chance to go out on top. Y'all went up to Monroe and brought home a state championship before he graduated. How important is that? How much are y'all talking about that as the ultimate goal for you and this senior group?
It's really big. No one wants to be on the other side of that state championship game holding that second place trophy. It's just not the same. Knowing how you have to go talk to the press and all that, that's going to really have you just like out of it. So losing that close game, that's just something that really, really humbled me. Like, you're not anywhere yet that you want to be. So that just humbled me that you have to go back and do way more work than you did this year, because I know I don't want to have that same feeling this year, and I'm going to work 10 times harder than I did last year to make sure I don't have that feeling at the end of the year. So yeah, I just really took a good example from that game. I could have did way more. I was too complacent in the second half, and that was the biggest half that really determined who was going to win or lose. 50-50 balls, we didn't really dive on the ground to get them. And they just outplayed us. They outplayed us second half. So just both halves. Our team, my whole team, just in perspective, know that we have to play on both ends, offense and defense, 110%.
There you go. Brandon Sampson, our preseason small schools All-Baton Rouge Area Player of the Year for NOLA.com and Tom Picayune, Jared Roser.